Welcome back to Technology Review. I'm your host, Matt Jackson Jr. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Technology Review TV. Remember to give us a thumbs up on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, twitter.com/Matt Jackson Jr. or on my website, mattjacksonjr.com. In this segment, we call it the New Tech Gadgets for Business and Personal Productivity. What do I mean by new tech gadgets? I talk about software and applications that you should have on your smart devices, your laptops, your desktops, to give you that extra protection and peace of mind in knowing that you're doing what you can to mitigate the damages of identity theft and fraud. But first, I'd like to say hello to one of our sponsors, and that is InSync. InSync is a company out of Washington State. They provide virtual desktop solutions. Now, we've talked in the show about protecting our data, making sure that it's backed up on a regular basis to protect you from ransomware, making sure that you have the latest antivirus software and all the updates done. Well, that could be a daunting task without hiring an IT person or the business owner trying to worry and concentrate about trying to maintain their computers versus having someone else do it for them. One of the ways that I recommend is having a company called InSync. InSync can give you a versatile solution. That is that all of your records, or your software that is located on a virtual terminal. Now, what a virtual terminal is that you take your laptop at home and you're logging into a computer system that is in another location. And when you log into that other computer from another location, all of your applications that you use, including Microsoft Office, all of the products there, and thousands of other applications that you have specifically for your business, such as QuickBooks, for example, can be ran from the virtual desktop. And it works just like if you have the applications on your desktop machine at your office. But the nicety about it is you have a team of IT professionals that are updating your data and protecting it, making sure that it is in the best known ways right now to protect your data from cyber criminals. Check them out. It's InSync at insync.com, INSYNQ.com. Tell them Matt Jackson referred you when you go and talk to them as well. Here locally in Las Vegas, there is a company that provides training classes for organizations and businesses. They train everyone from governmental agencies to corporations, train their employees from programs like Microsoft Office, certifications, CNE certifications, all type of Microsoft certifications as well. There's a local business here that they're international, but they have a local chapter here in Las Vegas called New Horizons Learning Center. New Horizons Learning Center. And folks, I'm also proud to say that my company, we are coming up with a course that we'll be also teaching at New Horizons Learning Center, and that will be our cybersecurity awareness education. Cybersecurity awareness education as well. So definitely call New Horizons, set up an appointment, or contact my office, and we'll get you set up as well. We'll have a half-a-day program, a day program, and there's a 2-day program, folks. That's right. We'll be training your employees with workbooks, information on what they should utilize and how they can utilize the tips and techniques that we put out in our books for vulnerabilities in their workplace, how to protect their workplace from identity theft and cybercrimes. All right, one of the first applications that I like to recommend to you is a way to store all of your data, your information when you need to have access to it. You need to have access to it at your fingertips, such as PDF files, bank statements, insurance records. How do you have access to this data without having to carry all these file cabinets of paperwork? One of the best ways is to take a picture of it, folks, have it scanned. Well, once you have it scanned, how do you have access to it? There's a program that can scan all these documents, give you access to it, and have the information available to you quite readily. The program is called Evernote. Evernote, EVERNOTE.com. Check out Evernote.com for information on your important documents that you'd like to have scanned as well. You'll be glad that you did. Now, let's talk about your laptops, desktops at work. We understand that there are certain processes and procedures that you should have in place. So I talk a lot about that on our show. Policies for backing up your data, making sure that you can ensure that it will be there for you and not being utilized by a cyber thief. Well, backing up is one of the first steps. The other part of it that we never talk about is the restore. How's your data restored? Have you ever gone through a restore process? More likely not. What normally happens is we'll press a button and data is automatically backed up for us, or we'll have it done as an automatic process and procedure. The backups are done, and we are putting our faith that the software that we've purchased or utilizing is backing up all our data correctly. But when it's restored, that's when we find out there could be problems. You need to go through a restore process, folks, as well. So what I would suggest is having another server and restoring that data back on that server and going through it and analyzing and see if it's all the data is there and it's correct. That would give a way to ensure your organization that, yes, you have a backup and a restore plan in place. In other words, you want to let the owners of your company know if there was a catastrophe or disaster to happen to your business, how long will your company be down? How long will it be down for? Having a correct backup procedure in place to give you that extra layer of protection, making sure that your business will be back up and running. Let's also talk about what types of password protection you have for your organization. When you go to websites, you have hundreds, if not tens of hundreds of applications that you go through on websites where you have a user ID and a password because there's sensitive information on the other side that you wish to secure. Trying to remember all of these passwords and user IDs can be daunting. And I have clients that literally would write information on a piece of paper of all their passwords and then hide the piece of paper and make sure nobody sees it, folks. That's not a good way of tracking and keeping track of your data. Because of that piece of paper, it's lost. That will give you a lot of exposure to all of your information. So what you basically done, folks, when you're writing information, personal identifiable information like user ID and passwords, credit card information on a piece of paper, you've changed that paper entity to becoming currency. You've basically created currency out of thin air by writing information on a piece of paper, because if you lost that document, someone can get it from you and cause havoc to your organization. So the best way to do this, folks, is to have a password management system in place. One of the best password management systems in place I recommend is called LastPass, spelled LASTPASS.com. LastPass will garner all of your user IDs and passwords, and all you have to remember is one user ID and one password. LastPass will encrypt this information, making it unreadable to any cyber hacker that tries to break into your system. Definitely check out LastPass at lastpass.com. While you're traveling and you're looking for a hotspot to connect to the internet, most of us do. We go to a coffee shop, we want to connect to the internet, or we're staying in a hotel, we're looking for internet access. You need to have a VPN, a virtual private network, that gives you a cloak of protection over your work device, making sure that no one's trying to look over your shoulder, doing a technique called spoofing with it, and trying to get your user ID and your password. One of the programs I recommend for this is called Hotspot Shield. It's spelled HOSTPOSTSHIELD.com. Hotspot Shield, folks. Take a look at it. It will give you a virtual VPN, virtual private network over your smart device, giving you that extra layer of protection. These are just some of the things that you can do to protect your company from identity theft and frauds by having these little apps on your smart device, making sure you have antivirus software, not just on your laptop, but also on your phones. Phone systems, folks, do not come with antivirus software. That's right, antivirus software not on your phone. You need to have antivirus software on your phone, just like you do with your laptops. Without it, it would make your device vulnerable and it could be exposed. Also, when you're traveling, make sure that the Wi-Fi is on only on areas that you know that you're attaching to a safe Wi-Fi location, not ones that can be compromised. So just think about that as well, folks. Those are just some of the techniques that we have for you. To find out more, again, I invite you to go to my website at macjacksonjr.com to find out. And also, take a look at my new book coming out, How to Protect Your Family from Identity Theft and Fraud, where you'll find information on how to protect your family and business from identity theft. There'll be techniques that we've gone through in our book, testimonials, there'll be contact information and resources and places you can find out what to do next if you ever had a cyber attack affected your family. These are just some of the things we have for folks here at Technology Review, and we bring them all to you. Stay tuned to our next segment of our show. We're talking about energy. We'll see you then after that, folks. Thank you.